I'm gonna give you the advice that no realtor is ever gonna give you. While it's true that there's no such thing as a bad time to buy a house, there is absolutely such thing as a bad time to sell a house. And right now might be a bad time to sell. The reason why the real estate industry will never go away is because life events happen. People get married, people get new jobs. There are things that happen that force you to either buy or sell a house. So I have some clients that bought a house at the peak of the market, and that is not necessarily a bad thing. The bad thing is that they suddenly experienced a major life change and now they have to sell their house. Do they really have to sell their house? Because the point is, they can't live in that house anymore. They have to move somewhere new. So what any other realtor would say is, okay, it's time to sell your house because you have no reason to have it anymore. However, I am not just a realtor. I am also a real estate investor. So sometimes when I have clients that come to me and they're like, I need to sell my house, but I think I'm going to take a huge loss on it. I'm like, do you have to sell it though? Or can you just rent it out? Because buying something at the peak of the market isn't necessarily a bad thing, because in a promising market like Austin, Texas, where there is tons and tons of growth and we're not really gonna see property values fall over the long term when it comes to 5-10 years in the future. In the short term, our housing market has taken a little bit of a dip. And so that means that when someone goes to sell right now, when they bought at the peak of the market last year, they might take a loss. Obviously, no one wants to lose money when they go to sell a house. The goal when you're selling a house is to get a huge check at closing from the proceeds of your house sale. Because that is kind of the whole point of buying real estate, is not just, to have a beautiful home to live in, but if you're investing in the right neighborhood and buying strategically, you will be making money off the purchase of your home when you go to sell it eventually. So this is my advice that I'm giving you that a lot of realtors are not going to give you. You're doing the calculations to sell your house and you're slowly starting to realize that you're going to take a financial loss on it. Don't sell your house. I'm just being honest with you, and I have no reason to say this because I make money when people sell their houses with me. In the best interest of my clients, I always advocate that they also explore renting their house out, and you don't have to use a realtor to rent out your house. Realistically, I don't really think you need to use a realtor if you're in a strong rental demand market. Before I became a realtor, I listed all of my own rentals myself, and it's really not that complicated. It's not that hard. You just get listing photos done and you list it on Zillow Rentals or apartments.com. You do not need to be a realtor to do any of that. I have noticed for my clients that buying and selling real estate, it can be very emotional, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for this particular scenario, I really encourage you, if you're thinking about selling your house or you think you have to sell your house, there are other options, but you need to look very, very closely at the numbers to make sure that the numbers are making sense. Because what you can do is basically wait out the market. And I never recommend timing the market, but if you are going to take a huge, huge financial loss if you sell right now, it may be worth renting it out for a year or two, seeing if the market changes, and at the very least, you're gonna get some passive income from the rent. And if you like all things real estate, I'm your girl.